Hey guys, this is Brendan with Gone Mobile Vans. We're here in our shop at Costa Mesa, California. Behind me is a 2023 high roof all-wheel drive Transit. That's a crew van. We turned it into an awesome camper and I'd love to show it to you. So this is a 2023 high roof Transit. It's got the EcoBoost engine, 10-speed transmission. One of the things I like best about the power plant in this van is that this EcoBoost engine really has got a ton of power. 300 plus horsepower, 400 pounds of torque. This thing does not feel like your underpowered big cargo van. This thing is a beast. It can tow, it can really get off the line when you need it. We love this platform. One of the other great things about the EcoBoost engine is the towing capacity. So a Transit like this can tow upwards of 6,300 to 6,500 pounds, which is a good 1,000 pounds more than a similarly equipped all-wheel drive Sprinter. So for this van, we didn't add the Van Compass lift kit, but we did go with some larger tires. Once again, we've got the Wild Peak AT3s from Falcon on here, 245 75/16s on the stock steel wheels. What's great is that this size actually fits in the Transit without having to have a lift if you don't want. So there was actually no required trimming here in the fenders. It's fine, no problem. It's a great solution. It does add a little bit of beef to the van, which is great, and I think it puts it in the right proportions. A lift kit is in the future for this client, but not right now. So on the top of this van, we went with the Flatline Van Company Low Pro roof rack. Mounted to the side of that is a Fiamma F45 awning. It's got the 10-foot awning, manual crank. We think it's the best choice for awnings on these vans. On the top, we've got two 100-watt solar panels up there, surrounding by the Max fan, and a great platform for a roof rack on this van. So moving on down, this is a crew van, so it came with some stock solid glass on the sliding door. It also came with a stock window behind the driver's seat. We did replace that window with an AM Auto half slider that allows them to have some ventilation in the van, but this is a stock window. We think it's a great solution anyways. So if you got a van with no windows, just know that we can absolutely put in either solid glass windows like this or half sliding windows from AM Auto or CR Lawrence, the T-Vent windows. So even if your van doesn't come with windows, we can take care of it, put windows where you want it. So moving on down, we did go with the Flare Space flares. We've got the half slider windows, stock from Flare Space, great ventilation. We did get the flares color match paint to this blue metallic. We think it came out really nice, happy with the paint job, and it really adds a lot to the outside of the van. Inside the van, it adds even more. We think it's a fantastic solution for sleeping sideways. So in the back of the van, we went with an aluminous tire carrier and ladder combo unit. We forgoed the side ladder on this van and just added the rear ladder. It's got these drop-down rungs here to make it easy to get started and get up over the tire and make your way up to the top. Really solid solution, easy to get up there. On the top of the van, we've got a rigid scene light over the sliding door to illuminate the area underneath the awning. On the rear of the rack, we've got two KC highlights, 2-inch backup lights that are great for illuminating the cargo area. We also have two lights on the driver's side as well to illuminate that side of the van. So on the bottom of the van here, we've got the shore power plug. It's got a little cap here. You basically take a regular extension cord, plug it in there. It'll charge the power system at 15 amps. Some people have asked us why we go with 15 amps versus like a 30 amp shore power plug, and we feel that it's just easier and it's more readily available to have an extension cord, even if you're camping at your buddy's house in their driveway or something like that. Not everybody's got a 30 amp circuit available, so we feel like this is the easiest solution. It charges great and it's clean, so it's a decent little way to go. We also like putting it on the bottom of the bumper here because it's one less hole or penetration in the side of the van this way. In this location on the Transit, we can run the power cable in the van with zero penetrations, no drilling of holes in through the body of the van anywhere. So it's really a dialed in solution. All right, let me take you inside the van and show you guys what we got. So this is a crew van from Ford, so it did come with a 3-person bench seat in this van. We ended up getting rid of the 3-person bench seat and sourced a double bench seat, which gives the client a way more room to be able to move around in the van. We removed the stock third rail and we finished this off with our composite flooring and finished flooring that made a really nice entrance in the van, and it made it way more functional with only a double bench seat. What I love about doing it this way is when we remove the factory seat rail, we can put in our finished flooring here. There's no ugly brackets here or anything like that. It's just a nice finished solution. Really makes it for a nice transition from the front around to the back with no interruptions, no toe stubbers or anything like that. Cool. So we did add a lagoon table here behind the passenger seat. This is on our custom bracket that we manufacture here. We like this table a lot. Nice little trifold bamboo table. This makes for a great solution whether you're using the table inside or outside the van. This opens up quite nicely, can even pivot all the way outside the van. You got plenty of space. So underneath the seat in the van, we've got a Webasto STC 2000 gas heater. It vents out in the back of the seat, provides plenty of hot air towards the back of the van. This does run off of the fuel tank, and so it just sips fuel, which is fantastic for being able to use this for plenty of hours without running down the fuel tank. One of the great things about these heaters is that because it runs off the fuel tank, you don't have to worry about a separate heating source or an electric heating source, which takes up a lot of battery power. This thing will run for 22 plus hours on less than a gallon of gasoline. Very efficient on power as well from the battery system. We think it's a great solution for keeping the van nice and warm. The controller is Bluetooth enabled, so it's really easy to be able to turn on the heater in the morning when you're just waking up without even having to get out of the covers. So up top in the front of the cabin, we have a Max Fan Deluxe up front. We placed it up front in this van so we could have the air conditioning unit at the rear of the van. But once again, man, we don't build a van without a Max Fan. It's great for moving air around. We think it's the perfect solution to help maintain a nice temperature in the van year round. Next up in the van is our custom toilet box. So we get this toilet box from Lost Highway, but then we heavily modify the system to receive a wrap-on Trekker toilet in here. We've got a bungee latch here that keeps the lid closed, opens up. So this is the wrap-on Trekker toilet. It's got a bag system that basically once the waste goes in there, it drops it down, it closes it off, heat seals it, and then we'll cut off the waste bag when you're done. It all comes down underneath the toilet here. It's probably the cleanest solution for having to use a bathroom in your van. So for the galley in this van, we went with a new pedestal galley from Lost Highway. This is a great space-saving unit that has a nice Indel B fridge in here, as well as an integrated sink all in this one small unit. We think this is a really clean solution for when you need a galley, but you don't want a full-size galley in the van. So this is a pretty awesome little unit. The fridge has got its own built-in freezer section as well. Plenty for room for your ice cream sandwiches or ice cubes. Closes up nice and tidy. For the sink up here, I've got a nice bamboo countertop on here. The lid flips up. We've got a foldable faucet here with a mixer that's got both hot and cold water in the van here. Got both hot and cold water from the hot water tank in the van. Really nice, actually. I love how the faucet folds back down, and you put the top down, you got a nice little work surface here. So on the side of the galley, we've got the Webasto Bluetooth controller, so you can control the heater from here as well as your smartphone. The next button is the water switch pump, which turns on the hot water and cold water. This is the switch for the gray tank underneath the van, so it's on an electric drain. You can flip the switch and it'll drain the tank at an appropriate location. We've got both USB and 12-volt outlet here, as well as an AC outlet here that's powered by the inverter. So for the bed system in this van, I did mention that we went with the Flare Space flares, so you're able to sleep sideways in the van. We went with the Flare Space flyweight bed system in this. So these are a lightweight honeycomb fiberglass panel that basically slides into place in each of these two side rails. And now you've got your nice queen size bed, 80 inches this direction, 60 inches this direction. They're lightweight, they're really nice and solid. We are going to add some finishing touches to the edges of these panels so they're not quite as rough, but it's going to be a really nice solution for them to be able to sleep sideways. Another benefit to this is because these panels are so lightweight, it's super easy to pull them out, put your mountain bikes in here if you like, make a day trip with just the bench seats if you don't want the full bed. It's a really solid solution. So with this bed system being 6'3" plus, you can fit sideways no problem. We do have the Flare Space Baja mattress that is designed to fit in the Transit coming. It should be here momentarily. It'll be a really nice solution, 5-inch memory foam mattress. There are other options as well. We do a custom mattress that we can have that goes in here. You can roll it up, or there's other options like a trifold mattress from Roam Rest that are also available. Plenty of options for mattresses. Whatever your requirements are, we can take care of them. So for the wall panels in this van, we went with our standard system with 1/4-inch Baltic birch. Behind the panels are Killmat and 3M Thinsulate insulation everywhere that we can fit it in there. We went the Marathon fabric for the finish material. We think this is a great color. This is charcoal. It's a really popular color. It cleans up well, and I think it shows really nicely in here. We've got a couple of reading lights on this side of the bed. Ideally, you're going to sleep with your head this side because the overhead cabinets are on the other side. These are great. 3 levels of brightness, plus a red light, and also a USB port for charging your phones up here. On the very top of the wall panels, we've got some black L-track for hanging bags from Van Wife Components or from Campo bags. We love this solution because it's really easy to pack up your clothes in the bag in the house, come in, hang it in here, go on your trip, and reverse that process when you get home. It's a great solution and we love it. On the other side of the van, we did go with one of our custom Lost Highway transit cabinets. We helped develop these to make sure they meet the right profile of the transit van with the curved roof and the curved walls. These things are lightweight, aluminum, really solid. You could hang from them and a ton of storage up in here. So since this was a crew van, we did have to tie in our ceiling into the factory headliner. We think this came out really nice with our custom ceiling treatment. We love this material. It's got some cushion to it, some sound deadening, and some thermal insulation properties. And what a really cool design in this van. So we're thinking about making these ceilings available for both Sprinter and Transit customers. Let us know in the comments if you think you might be interested in something like this. So we installed a Dometic RTX 2000 air conditioning unit in this van. Really solid unit for keeping the van cool, especially if you got dogs you want to be able to leave in the van for a couple hours while you're going on a hike or you're going into a restaurant, sleeping cool at night. It's quiet. It does offer a decent amount of cooling capacity, and it'll run for several hours off the Terravan power kit without having to add an external battery. So pretty easy to pull the bed panels out of here. They're lightweight. They come right on out. This gives you easy access to the back if you want a day trip in the van without the bed. This will give you access to the power system on this side and the water system on this side. This side of the van, we've got the Terravan power kit. It's got a 230 amp hour power system with a 3000 watt inverter. We've got a Garmin Bluetooth controller to control the exterior lights and also wirelessly turn the inverter on and off. There's also some additional storage up here, so you've got some bedding or camp chairs, everything else that you want to put in here. There's still a bunch of space even with the power system in here. On the other side, we've got the water system in this van. We've got a 20-gallon wheel well water tank from Northwest Conversions. We've got our water pump in here, our fill valve, and we also have our mixer valve and shower head for the external washdown shower with hot water. So for the rear shower in this van, we've got a new integrated shower wand. This just pulls right out. There's a mixer valve here for both hot and cold water. You can turn it on, and you've got a push button on here. You got yourself water out the back. You can also use the mixer and adjust the temperature hot to cold. The hot water comes from an integrated hot water tank that's under the van that's heated from the coolant loop of the engine. So as you're driving, you get a byproduct of free hot water in the hot water tank. It's a 4-gallon tank underneath, and it mixes down with some of the cold water, so you get probably about a 6 gallons worth of hot enough shower water. So what's great about this is really as the engine is running, you're getting water that's heated as a byproduct. So there's no additional moving parts. There's no gas furnace and glycol heat exchange. There's no electric heating element in there. So you're really getting the best of all worlds, in my opinion, where you don't have to really think about anything. You're getting hot water every time the van drives. What's also great is that the hot water tank is so well insulated that you're going to have hot water 18 to 24 hours after your last drove the van. So one of the last things we put in this van is a gear tray from Lost Highway. It's 60 inches in depth, and we went full width in between the low fender boxes. This is a full extension with 500-pound gear slides on here. It'll slide all the way out. Hold a bunch of weight out here. You can load up mountain bikes, all your camping gear, firewood, you name it. Couple of integrated L-track locations here to throw some straps over things or fork mounts for your mountain bikes. Positively latches out so it won't go back in unless you really want it to, and it's super easy to slide it all the way back in and it locks back into place. All right guys, that's it for the tour of this high roof all-wheel drive crew van that we finished up. We're really happy with it. We can't wait to deliver it to the client next week. If you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing. Leave us a comment below. We hope to see you on the next video.